This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. Stay tuned for further instructions.
All personnel, report to the nearest tornado shelter.
No cop! No KKK! No fascist USA! No cop! We are here for this ain't nothing. This is not a valid protest, man.
Hello everyone, welcome to God's Prepared Warrior channel. My name is Fernando. I hope you guys can hear me. Please let me know if you can hear me. If there's an echo, let me know if there's an echo. Let me know if you guys can hear me well. To the Roundtable Live tonight, Linda, welcome. Welcome, Ellie. Good to see you here, my friend. Long time no see. There's an echo. Okay, let's try. Let's fix this. Let me see. How about now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Did we remove the echo? Five by five. Okay, good. Awesome. I don't got to change anything. It's just that I don't see the thing. But if you guys can hear me, then we're good. Awesome. Well, I'm glad all of you are here tonight. We have a different show today, only because my day ran out of time today. And so hopefully we can you guys can hear me. Hopefully we can get through this today. I do have a few things to kind of share with you, and it's good. I'm glad that all of you are here tonight. I think I gave a shout out to everyone. Herbal Group Learning, I think that's Ellie. Ellie, welcome to the Roundtable Live. Linda and Salt Miss, I'm glad you guys are here tonight. All good. Awesome. Okay, good. Good. So tonight I want to start off with talking about this hurricane, because I have some information I want to share with you tonight of how you can help in the hurricane. So if you don't know, Pinball Preparedness is a friend of mine. And he is the one that actually kind of pushed me out a little bit in the space of YouTube, and so I just I follow him. I know most of you guys that are in here tonight follow him. That is Pinball Preparedness, and so he actually came out, I think, today and this morning. So he is pulling together an effort to help in his area, and so he didn't ask me, but he did ask. He did throw a blanket ask out there if anyone could help. So in the description of this video, of this live feed, is Pinball Preparedness, his cash app information, and also his mail information if you guys would like to support financially. He is actually going out tomorrow to some of the devastated areas that this hurricane hit in his area, because it hit really close to him. And so I was listening to his channel this morning as I was working out in the yard in the urban homestead. um, you know, and he was asking for help, and so I want you guys to know that that information. So I put it in the description of this live video. So if you guys would like to help, his Cash App is there. If you want to send him money through the snail mail, you can do that too. His information is there also. And again, he didn't ask me to do this. You know, I was just listening to his live or his channel this morning, because he always puts out 2 videos a day. So so make sure if you guys would like to help him and his team are leaving tomorrow, from what I understand, and they're taking a bunch of essentials, and he was needing help. It's not, as he explained today, he said it's not like we're gonna collect water, because he actually called. When you watch his video, he called down to where he's going, and he talked to the person in charge, and they gave him a list of things that they need. He said, you know, mostly it's going to be like cleaning supplies, like pine sol, things like that, because they're going to clean out all the homes and try to salvage as much as they can due to the devastation of all this water that was brought. So I just kind of wanted to share that for you guys. Oh yeah, thank you, Linda. His Cash App is yes, is limiting access. So he's posted there's and he can't access yet. Okay, but yeah, so so you can still submit, and he'll have access to it I guess later. So so check him out. Make sure you check out his page, follow him. He's a really smart guy. And like I said, he has been a supporter of our channel, and so, and most of you guys come right after him. I don't think he had a live tonight. I think because they're getting ready for tomorrow's trip. So don't forget, you know, if you can't help out financially, prayers are needed for families that have been affected by this hurricane. So just to kind of share with you a little bit about this hurricane. So Hurricane Helene is the strongest hurricane on record that slammed into Florida's Big Bend region, right? And so currently the hurricane now is a tropical storm, right? But at least 59 people are dead in 5 states, and this thing leveled communities. It knocked out power. I think there's still a lot of people without power, and the floodwaters really hit landfall big time in the area. And so this storm so far as of today has devastated 5 states in its path. So many prayers, guys, many prayers for the families that have been affected by this storm. You know, I think it's important for me to kind of speak on, because, you know, this is what my channel is, right, about prepping. You know, I think we live in a time where it's so important and so vital for all of us to really pay attention to what is coming down the pipe, right? You will hear it from me a lot. Always stay vigilant, always stay prepared, right? Those are my 2 number 1 sayings. You'll find it on all of my social media. You'll find it in the devotionals that I write. You'll find it in the blog that I write on my blog page. So, you know, all of my socials, you will see me saying, stay vigilant and stay prepared, because you just never know when things are going to be coming. And if you could stop or prevent something, you would do it, right? And so I would encourage you guys to never take lightly storms that just kind of pop up, because this was a tropical storm for like the longest time until it really reached close to the United States, and then it just went from a tropical storm straight into a Cat 3 and then straight into a Cat 4. It was the last time that I tracked it. And I mean, huge. And this thing was huge. And so, you know, just looking at the news, knowing that it has gone through 5 states already, and it is leveling communities, and you know, 59 people have passed away because of this storm. And so it is just so important for all of us to, maybe you're not affected by this storm. Fernando, this storm didn't come by me. Great, praise the Lord. Number one, thank God, right, that you and your family are okay. Pray for these families, but at the same time, we should be asking ourselves, what if that came our way? Would I be prepared, right? You can go back to my videos, and I have getting ready for tornado videos, and what you need to do if you're gonna bug in. You know, how do you protect your home? What are the things you need to have if you're gonna bug in? I also talk about in that video, if you're gonna bug out, what are the things that you need if you're gonna bug out, right? It's so important, guys, for us to put together plans. You know, I had the awesome opportunity today to talk to my daughter, and she was excited about prepping. She was sharing with me that not a lot of people are awake. And I said, you're right. Not a lot of people are awake. And, you know, it's really neat to hear her explain to me what she wants to do, not just for her and her 2 babies, but for all of us as a family. And so, you know, I'm excited because I'm into this, right? And to hear her say, you know, that she's gung-ho, 100% on fire, you know, for prepping, was really neat to hear and to talk with her about today. So it's important, and that's one of the things she was saying, you know, it's important for us to have a plan. And I said, yes, I've been saying that. So, you know, guys, you got to have a plan. If you're bugging in, you need a plan. If you're bugging out, you need a plan. That's plans for what you're carrying with you, or what you're staying in with. That's plans for communications, right? Because right now a lot of things are down where this storm has hit. And so it's good for you to have excuse me, it's good for you to have a set of radios, right? I have 2 here. They're 2 different kind. It's good to have a communication plan put together. You need to have that. I'm going to be putting together a video this next week on communication, so be ready for that. You need to have that kind of stuff, and you need to have that plan in place. You need to practice with your family, and you need to make sure that everyone has an understanding that this is the current protocol. We're using phones until phones don't go out, and then maybe you move to radios next, you know, and you've already set up your whatever repeater you're going to bump off of, and you guys check in. Keep that a practice that you do. It is so important to practice that, because when stuff happens, you shouldn't have to think about, well, where did I put my radio? What channel was I supposed to be on? Did I program my radio with all the right frequencies? I mean, there's a huge plan that goes with communications, and communications is an important thing when your cell phone is not working. So, you know, you need to have that plan. You need to have your plan on where you're going to go, or if you're going to stay. If you're going to go out, you need to know what that plan is to get from A to B, And if A and B is locked up, the roads are jam-packed and you can't get out, you should have a C, D, and E plan in the event that happens. So whether that's you printing out maps and getting things ready, do not play with these kinds of storms. They may start out small, you know, and I can imagine some people were probably like, well, it's a tropical storm. Yeah, but it can also turn into a hurricane Cat 5 if you give it enough time and all the conditions are right. It can turn into something really huge really fast. And so I wanted to share that with you. I want you to understand we need to pray for these folks. I want you to have an opportunity. If you want to help, you can help Pinball Preparedness as they're fixing to leave out tomorrow. So I wanted to share that with you. I wanted to go on a little rant about being ready for hurricanes, being ready for the rain. Well, Fernando, I don't live on the coast, but it's going to rain, right? So, what does it look like in your area? Does it flood a lot? You also got to think, too, if your area has been dry for so long, and I'm speaking on where I live here in Texas, because Texas is hotter than heck. And so, I finished my my get home bag video today. I'm excited about it. I just need to finish rendering it, and then I will be posting it out today. But it was hot today, so part of my video was outside and the rest of it is inside because it was just so hot. And so because of all that heat here in Texas, the ground is super dry. And so if a ton of water falls on the ground, it is so dry that it doesn't soak up the water fast enough, and then it begins to flood. So there's that you got to contend with, and so you got to understand and know where all your low-lying areas are, because if you're traveling or you're going to the grocery store, you don't want to be swept away by rushing water. So as they say here in Texas, turn around, don't drown. So I think it's just best that if you're getting tons and tons of rain, you should really maybe even stay home. I mean, because that's me. I already know that there's not really a lot of good or nice drivers in San Antonio where I live. And so you don't want to be out when the roads are slick, because here yield signs don't even exist. So just be careful out there is all I'm saying. Stay vigilant, stay prepared, right? And if you are going to go out, make sure your car is packed with things. I mean, because I have a video on that. I think if not, I'm going to be doing one. What you should pack in your car, right? You should have water, just like in a go bag. You should have that stuff in your car, right? And so, I mean, it's just so important for us to not just let things pass by like, it's just a tropical storm. No, because given the right conditions, given the right time, that thing can turn into a wild beast, and that's what it did. And so I have a lot of friends who were caught in this storm, and so they're okay, thank the Lord. We've been praying for them, and so I want you guys to know that this is just something that we need to be vigilant about. So pray for those affected, and if you'd like to help out, Pinball's information is in the description of this video, so that way you guys can help if you like. Now, with that same idea, I want to encourage you guys I'm not like, my channel is not like Pinball, so most of my stuff's going to be on a smaller scale, right? Pinball, I love Pinball. He has all the big battery the solar power batteries, right? And so one day I'm gonna own one of those. But I will encourage you guys because I trust me, I shop on the cheap, right? I'm not a product snob, and I just go on preparedness, so I'm prepared, right? So you'll see in my video that I finish posting tonight, everything that's in my bag, but I'm going to show you this. So this right here is a solar powered battery, and I keep this on hand, and I actually have three. Two of them are smaller than this, but they work the same. So what this does is it allows me to charge my phone. It allows me to charge my radios. It allows me to charge just my flashlights that are rechargeable. And so, you know, I can plug this in and charge it on the wall. But if the lights go out, I can actually put it outside in the sun, and this thing will turn on and start recharging itself. So where did I buy this? I know somebody's going to ask me if I don't say it, but I bought this on the TikTok shop. Don't laugh at me, because they got some good stuff, and this is a great thing. The thing's huge. So I bought this for like $10 when it first came out, and I think right now they're like going for $20 now. So I would encourage you to get several of these, because again, they charge with the sun, and so or any light for that matter. So make sure you get these, because these will come in handy, especially when the lights go out, you know, during a hurricane, during a thunderstorm. It don't even have to be a hurricane. It can be a thunderstorm, and it just knocks out you know, the electricity. And so that's a really good thing to have. Make sure that you get yourself some of those. Another thing you're going to want to get, and this is on a personal level, this one that I'm going to show you, but there are also bigger filters, but this is a life straw. And so in the event that you know, storms come through and maybe it floods so much that, you know, now you can't drink the water that comes out of the faucet because of contamination or whatever, because of the flooding, because it happens. Sometimes states will say, you know, it's time to boil water. And so if that is happening, you can buy you these, and if you have a running river that's running, not a pond, because a pond doesn't run, it actually just sits there. And so ponds, you know, they stir up bacteria and all that kind of thing because it's stale, it doesn't move. So if you have a moving body of water, you can actually drink from the stream with this life straw, and it takes away a lot of things. So make sure you have this, because in the event that you do go to water restrictions or boil water restrictions, make sure you have that on hand. Make sure you're stocking up with water. You know, you can buy them really cheap at Costco if you have a Costco around you and you have a membership, or at Sam's. Or even just your grocery store. They give away practically large amounts of water really inexpensively. So make sure you have water on hand. You want to have at least a gallon of water per person per day. That's just the norm, right? And like I tell everyone, you know, if you're gonna go to the grocery store and you're gonna buy things for your store at home, then you need to bring a few extra, right? The prepping golden rule is 2 is 1 and 1 is none, right? So just make sure that you are continuing your preps. Make sure you're getting water and food and all that good stuff, because just like these poor folks who have gone through this hurricane and now probably don't have anything, or their lights are out, or whatever, right? Maybe they weren't prepared. So, you know, that's why all of us, right? Me, Pinball Preparedness, all these channels, We all get on here and we all talk about prepping, and this is why we do it, right? So, excuse me, I tell you that because I want you to be prepared. I don't want you to be afraid, okay? I'm not here to cause any fear, because I trust in the Lord, right? Somebody asked me one time, well, Fernando, if you're a Christian, won't you just rely on God to give you everything he needs if that's what he does? Yes, you are right. I do wait on the Lord, and he does supply all of my needs, right? But Fernando has to have skin in that game too, right? I can't just idly sit by and not do anything and think that God is going to do it all for me. Because if you think that, then you're telling me that you really haven't read the Bible all the way through. Because the Bible also talks about working, right? We have to work to eat. And so, if I'm going to work to eat, I'm going to work to prepare, right? Yes, God is going to supply all the things that I need. And he's going to do that for me because I am one of his children. And I trust in his word because his word is the ultimate word, right? And so I am going to trust in the Lord that he is going to do that, but I'm also going to do my part. So to all of those who say, Fernando, don't you just, isn't God going to do all of that? He will. He definitely will. And he will allow me to go and work for it, and he will open the doors for that. So, I want you guys to know that I'm not trying to tell you all this and put fear into you, because God doesn't give us that spirit. He gives us love, power, and a sound mind. And so, all that power that God gives us, we are able to defeat the enemy who tries to come in and say, you're not going to make it, or, you're no good, or, you're not perfect. And, that's true. I am not. But I have a God who supplies all my needs. I have a God who strengthens me. I have a God who is my source of joy. And so that's how I prep. I do my part, and God does his part, because he has promised that, right? And so keep that, that I'm going to give that to you for free. So let's keep praying for these folks. Let's pray for Pinball and his team as they go out tomorrow. And again, if you'd like to support, all that information is down below. Some other things that happened this week. There's a ton of things that happened, right? There was another cyber attack. I think there was actually 2. If you didn't hear that, they're not going to tell you because they don't want people to panic. But, this is going to continue to happen. Just like they're going to continue to take Donald Trump out. I mean, they're trying. Man, are they trying. So let's pray for our leaders, right? We need to pray for our leaders. I want you to know that they need a lot of prayer, right? Joe Biden needs a lot of prayer. Kamala Harris needs a lot of prayer. No matter where you are on the fence with that. All 3 of them. Well, 4. Well, yeah, 3. And then if you want to include their running vice presidents. All of them need prayer, right? You've heard it here in my channel. You've probably heard it in other channels. Something big is going to happen in November. Yes, it is. You don't even have to know about it. You can actually feel it, right? That's just one of the things my daughter was telling me today, right? She's like, I feel it. It's like, because she's a millennial. She doesn't watch the news. the news is for old folks like me. And so she's like, I don't even have to watch the news. I can actually feel it, right? That there's something wrong. And I explained to her that, the Bible tells us that there is a spiritual battle that is ensuing, and it, it's in the other world, right? It's in the principalities, as Paul puts it in Ephesians chapter 6. It's in the spiritual realm, right? But I will tell you, the battle that is ensuing in the spiritual realm, where God and the angels and all of this is going on, a lot of that battle kind of manifests itself in the physical. So when Paul tells us, the battle is not between flesh and blood, the battle is in that place, right? It's in that place. And so, but it will manifest itself. And that's why Paul tells us that the battle is in this place, not in the flesh. It is here. So don't battle here in the flesh, because it's here. But pray, right? Paul says pray. He says pray for everything, right? For all occasions, pray. And he also talks in another verse, he says pray without ceasing. So it's important for us to live a life of prayer, right? We know that things aren't right in Washington. We know that things aren't right in the White House. We know that things aren't right coming up to this election. But by golly, we can all be on our hands and knees, and we can be praying, and we can be asking God, the creator of heaven and earth, to move in a mighty way in the people's hearts, in our leaders' hearts, in all of that, right? Because this spiritual battle that is ensuing is festering up in the physical, and our battle is not here. The battle is in the spiritual realm, and we are called to pray during that battle. So guys, you'll hear it. You'll hear it. Something is going to happen in November. Yes, I'm either way this thing goes, something's going to happen. So be ready. Stay vigilant, right? I'm very adamant about, you should go to the Pentagon's website. You should go to the FBI's website, because that's where you're going to get your news. They're not going to post it out on the news media. They're not. That's where I go for my news. And most of my content comes from that news, because I want you to be aware that these things are happening. I want to help you be vigilant. I want to help you be prepared. So when you look at my social media, especially TikTok, you'll see that's where all that stuff is coming from. It's coming from military.com. It's coming from army.com. It's coming from the Pentagon website. It's coming from the FBI website. All of this stuff, they are actually sharing on their sites, and it's not being pushed out on in the news market. So stay vigilant. And if you don't follow my social media, you'll see it, because I will post it. And I will see it and I will post it, not to bring fear, but to say, hey, this is happening. We have to get down and we have to pray for this thing, right? Or we have to pray for this situation, or we have to pray because this hurricane is coming up. So remember that is so important. You've probably heard us talking about something happening in October, right? I've been saying it along with pinball, because I follow pinball. I've been saying it too. And so what do we have here? The port industry is going to go on strike October the 1st. That is this coming Tuesday. So I want you guys to understand that you need to be praying for this thing, right? Because this is a major deal. I've heard people on social media say, "Well, what's the big deal? It's just like any other strike." No, because this involves stuff that comes to the United States from other countries, right? We're not the only ones that have farms and ranches. We do have those things, yes. And I will probably say that we probably won't be right away affected by them going on strike, right? Because I know that America is not dumb to give away everything. Well, that might be we might be able to dispute that a little bit, but I know that we have reserves for ourselves. You can go all the way back to the Old Testament, right? And you can look at all of the nations and how they would store, right? You can go to the Bible and you can read about Joseph, right? And his father Jesse and all of his brothers, and how he had this dream, and his brothers got mad at him, and his dad adorned him with a coat of many colors, and that really threw him off the edge. And so they went to go sell him. They were like, let's throw him in this pit for now, but let's sell him. And so they sold him, and then he became a slave. And then all of a sudden God put him in the highest position, working as a governor, right? Or the Bible says satrap, because the king saw the gift that God had given to him to interpret dreams. It's a great story. If you haven't read that, you need to go read that. But anyway, it all comes back, right? Because Joseph is the governor at this time, and Jesse sends his sons to town, right? To town, because they need assistance, and so they come to see their brother. And I mean, man, you talk about a family reunion. It's just beautiful. You got to read that story. But we can go all the way back to that and know that even today, the United States stores and stockpile grain, for instance, right? So I know that we have provisions for a while, just like anybody else, right? Just like you and me, we have provisions for a while, but eventually, depending on the length of this thing, it could affect us. It could affect the things that we find in our grocery store. I'm not telling you to go out and buy out the grocery store. I'm not saying that. But I'm going to do that. Right? I mean, because we're preppers, right? That's what we do. And so we should know this ahead of time, that if this thing is coming down the pipe, we should be prepping, right? I shared with my daughter today, it's important to not run your vehicle all the way to E, right? I always say that E means échale. In Spanish, it means put more in there. You don't want to go to the E. Let me tell you why. Two things. I practice a half tank is empty. I call it a half tank empty, right? And so when I'm driving my vehicles, when the needle gets to the half, to me it's empty. So I need to go fill up my tank so that either I am always running with a full tank of gas, right? Or at least I'm at 3/4. And if anything hits the fan, I'm at least halfway prepared with fuel in my vehicle. Do I keep gas in the garage? Yes, I do. I do. So in the event that something happens, a hurricane, for example, things will be shut down. Water will fill the gas station tanks if it floods, and there will be no gas because now it's mixed with water, and that's not going to work, right? So you need to be prepared, right? So I had this conversation with my daughter, and I was telling her that, that same thing, that same line, 2 is 1 and 1 is none, right? It's the same thing with your gas. Utilize that opportunity, that when you're at half the tank, you go fill it up. Keep that, and it automatically becomes a habit. You won't even have to worry about it after a while. So it's just you in that moment staying vigilant of the fuel that you have in your tank, and then if you go fill it up, you are prepared. Make sense? Stay vigilant, stay prepared, right? So so it's important to look at things in that way. Now, when I say stay vigilant, I talk a lot about, going and you looking and you finding things that are happening that they're not telling you, because that's what I do, right? But staying vigilant also means don't stop learning, right? So I have 2 resources I want to share with you today. And I'm going to do a video also on these 2 resources because they're important. To me, they are important. And so because I want my family to be in the know, I want you to be in the know, right? So I have 2 books that I have purchased. And this one that I'm going to show you first, I've had it for a while already. And I haven't shared with you yet because I've been studying. So this is the Citizen Manual number 1, Individual Tactical Skills, and this book is titled The Professional Citizen Project, and it's written by Jack Morris, and that book looks just like this. You see that there? There's the book and the title, and it's green, my favorite color. It's my favorite color, and then there's Jack Morris's name there. This Professional Citizen Project that he has done, it's a series of books. This is just book number 1, and so he talks a lot about different things. This one is the individual tactical skills. Folks, it is good to learn this stuff, right? It is really good to learn this stuff because you need to educate yourself on tactical skills. Let me read a couple of the contents here that you'll find. So he talks about framework, about tactical skills, talks about the framework of it. He talks about land navigation. He talks about weapons in here. So there's a section on weapons. There's a section on hand signals and things to utilize in the field. He talks a lot about communications in here and first aid. So that's just what's jam-packed in this book. And let me show you. Let me show you how I study. So when I get down and study, I really get down and study. So I take notes. I underline things that are really important. So I've been practicing this, and I'm actually going to be sharing this with my group soon because I've been learning, and so I'll be sharing that with them on preparedness. So check that book out. I really like that book. Here's the second book. This book is also in my favorite color. It's camel. So this is the Gorilla's Guide to the Baofeng Radio. And I have this book because I have a Baofeng UV5R radio, and I've recently taken up comms, and so I am a comms lead in my group. And when I jump into something, I jump in the deep end of the pool because I want to know all the information and I want to be proficient in it, right? And that's just how I am with everything. When I bought my first gun, I studied that thing from the top to the bottom, the inside and the out, taking it apart and learning how to do all that. So I really jump into this stuff. So I was talking to one of my Elmers this weekend, and I asked him, I said, hey, so can you recommend to me like a base station GMRS radio, maybe slash ham radio, that I can have to convert, and where I don't just leave it here at home, it actually comes with me. I found some videos on how you can do that and connect the battery to it and all that's good stuff. And I said, can you tell me which one I would need to buy so that I can do that, right? And then I told him at the end, I said, when you first talked to me about this, you didn't say anything about the want for more power, right? Because these little radios, they only have so much power and reach distance, right? But the more power you get in these radios, I mean, you can get up to bigger stuff. You're going to want more power because you're going to want to reach out further, right? And so I told him, I was like, you didn't tell me that I was going to have this urge for more power. And so, yeah, so that's where I'm at. So anyway, because I have the Baofeng radios, I bought this book, and like I said, it's in my favorite color. It is the Gorilla's Guide to the Baofeng radio. And I just started reading this, and it's by N.C. Scott. So I would encourage you guys, if you have a Baofeng radio, or if you are going to buy communication radios to communicate, this radio is only $25 on Amazon. So I will, at the end of this live today, I will throw the link in the description down there so you guys can have that. It's one of my affiliate links. You guys can have that. So I will throw that in there, but I really want you guys, if you're going to do that, get the information you need for what you're going to get, right? So because I bought Baofeng radios, I bought this book. And this book is really awesome because it talks all about the radio, its ins and outs, and what each thing is for. It also talks about functions and field programming. That's what I really love about this book. And the other thing is that it talks about communication planning. And that's why I got this book, because I always talk about having a plan, right? And so I am actually building a plan for my family, and this is the book that's going to help me do it. So guys, staying vigilant is not just searching the internet, it is learning. And so never stop learning. If there's, it's like I tell people, I'm not a smart man. I am not, but I know a lot of stuff. Why? Because I don't stop from learning, right? I don't let things go by and me just not know anything, right? I am in the know. And so, a lot of people my age don't know how to use the computer. I know how to use the computer. I know how to, record videos with my cell phone and upload them into YouTube and do all that stuff. A lot of people don't know how to do that, or they don't want to know how to do that. And so, I'm never going to stop learning. I'm going to keep learning until I am so old I can't even get out of the bed anymore. I'm still going to want to learn. So, guys, I encourage you to stay vigilant, stay learning, right? It's so important for all of us to be in that mode of learning. We should never stop learning. So, get materials like this. If you follow my my blog site, the link is in the description down there. Every week I put out a devotional, and I have links in the devotional that you can look at. If somebody asked me one time, Fernando, what devotional book or what journal book do you use? I throw that link in there. It's in there. You guys can order that stuff. It's all affiliate links. Amazon pays me for sharing those links. You pay nothing. You pay the regular thing, and Amazon does that. So, getting that out of the way. And I do that because I actually want my website to go live.com. Right now, it's a free website, and I want to offer so many more things to you guys. And so I'm trying to raise money for that so that I can do that, because it's a monthly payment, right? It's an expense that I really can't afford right now, but I really want to give you guys information. So if you guys want to support I have a support link in the description also. If you guys would like to support, all the money that comes to me through coffee will actually go to the website. It'll just go straight there. And so that way I can get this live so that people can have access to all that stuff. So I've been working on that. So that's almost ready. So guys, let's keep praying. Let's keep praying for this election coming up. Let's keep praying for these folks that are thinking about going on strike on Tuesday, because all of that is going to affect us sooner or later, and we need to be prepping. So make sure that your preps are topped off and they're full. Make sure you have fuel. Make sure you have a plan. Man, make sure you have a plan. And guys, if you have questions for me, I'm not a closed person. If you go to my community page on YouTube, my email address is there. It's really simple. It's godspreparedwarrior@gmail.com. There's no numbers in there. It's just 3 words, God's Prepared Warrior, and @gmail.com. So, send me an email. Send me an email and say, hey, Fernando, I'm thinking about bugging out. What do I need? I'll answer your question. So when you guys comment on all my YouTube videos, I answer back. I throw a heart in there and I reply. And I'm not somebody who's just here for the likes. I want to help people. And so, I'm not keeping anything to my just for me. It's all going to all of you. So yeah, if you want the devotional in your inbox, you'll get it first thing Monday morning. If you want the blog, you'll get it in your inbox first thing Tuesday morning. And then everybody else gets it in social media on Thursday and Friday. So, if you go to my blog page, click on the contact button and click on the newsletter, fill out your information and give me your email address. I don't sell your information. It's just so that I can get you the devotional and the blog, because I want you to be prepared, right? Spiritually and physically, and that's what those 2 publications are. So all of that is free. So you just let me know if you want that by going to the links in the description, and you can see all of my socials there. So I am heavily here on YouTube. I am heavily on Facebook. And I'm also heavily in X, or Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. So, guys, check out all of my links. They're in the description. Again, let's help support Pinball Preparedness as he goes out. Let's keep them in prayer as they go out, and let's do this. We got to do this together, right? There's big things that are happening soon, and I would rather us be together than separate, right? Because we got to watch each other. That's the most important thing. So let's do that, right? So reach out to me if you have questions. Send me an email, godspreparedwarrior@gmail.com, and I would love to answer your questions. And guys, thank you for hanging in here with me. Thank you, Prep Rebel. Hey, good to see you here, brother. Thank you for being here with me and hanging in with me the whole hour. Guys, let's keep praying. Our country needs prayer. Our leaders need prayer. We just need to be praying. So let's continue to ask God the Father that he would move in the hearts of men and women, and also in our political leaders and all that. So guys, stay vigilant, stay prepared, and remember that God is our mighty fortress. He is where we can go to for protection. And so guys, keep prepping, don't stop. Keep praying for this port situation that's happening on Tuesday. I'm gonna go in to my prayer closet and I'm gonna be praying for this thing, because I don't want anyone to have to go without. And so, I already know that many people aren't prepared. And so, just like those who weren't prepared for this storm, they're not going to be prepared for what's to come. So, guys, keep prepping. I'm praying for all of you. Keep praying for me, and let's continue to encourage one another. Amen. God bless you guys. Thank you for hanging with me, and hope to see you this week. Don't forget, my Get Home Bag video should be probably coming out tonight at midnight. So look for it. If you want to wait till tomorrow, you can wait till tomorrow. But it is an awesome video. I actually acted in it. So check it out and tell me what y'all think. And if there's something I'm missing, put it in the comments, because people need to know that, right? If it's overkill, let me know, because I carry this with me every day. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna let you go. If not, I'll keep talking. God bless you guys, and thank you guys for hanging with me. And have a great week. I'm praying for you. Have a good Sunday tomorrow.